So, what is the number one question that you guys have regarding? Actually, I want to say meeting any woman, but especially older women. What's the number one question that you have? I'll tell you what it is once you settle in here. I think we're to an end. I'll listen to you. Brett Riley, what does that mean? Sometimes I'm not able to interpret smart type, smart text. Waving to everyone. Okay. Yeah. Happy hump day. Yeah. I can't believe it's Wednesday already. I'm so confused. Hey from the Netherlands. How is it when older men are dating younger women? How is it? Well, you guys, I should have all these men that are on here right now respond to that. Why did the chicken cross the road? That's a good question. Okay. So how is it? You on Instagram and YouTube. I'm on both live right now. Give thumbs up if it's good to be with older women, and why. I'll give you an example. I know of a young lad. He wasn't that young. He's in his 20s. He wrote to me that a girl that he was dating, is just like not even dating her. He was friends with her, and she just went off on him about something that he didn't even know what he did. And I think that is an example of a young person, a young woman who just doesn't really know how to interact with guys, and just decides to just like go off on someone just because it was a poor communication. That's basically what it is, poor communication. I think the number one thing you need to do with any human being is learn how to communicate. That means listening and speaking with respect and uh, compassion to the other person, right? So I think when you're with someone older, they tend to just be a lot, I don't want to say cooler, but they just tend to be a lot more chill and and a lot less demanding, because she's already been down that immature route, and she's matured and grown and understood what's important in life. Number one question for a woman is, what is your favorite thing to do? Bryson, that is a great question. What I don't know. Yeah, that would be a great way to introduce yourself, and also it's a great way to find out a little bit about the person without saying, "Oh, I think you're so beautiful," and other compliments that don't really work. Being with an older woman is like soul food. It's good for your spirit and mind. There you go, Carolina fan 2016. That's a good way of putting it. It is good for your spirit and mind. It's a good, I don't want to say ego boost, but it's just a good confidence builder for yourself. Once you've been with an older woman, you experience like what it's like to be in a relationship with someone who is just chill, like having fun with you, playful. The sex usually is very good. It's just a different way of approaching a relationship where you're not looking for a goal at the end to ride off in the sunset and get married. You're just kind of like hanging in there for the moment and enjoying life. I hate to be disrespectful, in my opinion, people should date people of their own age. Okay, Josh, why? Why should they date people of their own age? I just explained to you what one of the major advantages of dating someone older would be. And I also wonder, Josh, if you feel that way, then what was the curiosity to come here? Okay, so Carolina fan saying the sex is amazing. Usually the sex is going to be really good. I mean, you're talking with someone who's got a lot of experience, someone who knows their body, knows how to communicate it, and not afraid to communicate about their body. It's a big difference. Older women are fun. They are awesome, says Jeet Banerjee. Let's see what else we got. My therapist is super sexy and quite older. Should I go for it? She probably can't do that. It'll get her in big trouble with her license. So I wouldn't say you should do it. Not until you break up. Then you could do the Tony Soprano thing where he was into the therapist. And there's been a lot of movies where people fall in love with their therapist because, they're good listeners, they're older, or whatever. Josh is going to tell me, well, take a 65-year-old woman who can't reproduce anymore and a 25-year-old man. That wouldn't work out. If everyone dated older, who couldn't reproduce? You could see how it works out, right? No, Josh, because I don't believe that the only time you're with someone is just to reproduce. I mean, most people have maybe 2 kids at the most. I have 3, But that's not the only reason that you're with someone. You're not looking just to reproduce. A lot of times in your life, you're just looking to have a good companion. So that's where I disagree with the whole you should be with younger people or people your age just to reproduce. Yeah, eventually, maybe if you want to have kids, be with someone who's your age, but it's a good starting point if you aren't in that place. A lot of guys 20s, 30s are still just finding your footsteps. They're just trying to make an imprint in the world, trying to figure out what they want to do with their life. How can you do that when you got this person pressuring you? I want to get married. I want a house. I want a ring. I want this. I want that. I want a bridal shower. I mean, there are advantages to that. And I was there. Listen, I got married. I was engaged when I was like 21. I got married when I was 23. And my husband passed away. It was nothing. And I probably would still be married to him because he was my best friend. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be with someone. If you fall in love with someone that's your age, that's great. If you fall in love with someone who's younger, that's great. If you fall in love with someone that's older, that's great. I don't really think age should define who you should be with. I hope that explains things, Josh, but I'm more than willing to understand where you're coming from. If all you need in life right now is to reproduce, obviously you need to be with someone who's your age. If you're looking for something else, then there's no reason to be with someone that's your age or your race or your religion or your culture or is taller than you, shorter than you, fatter than you like or thinner. It doesn't matter. Go for the person. Cougars know what they are doing and they know what they want. This is true, Kush, buddy. Hey, I need more tips on how to maintain love with an older woman. Okay. So, how to maintain love with an older woman? Are you talking about making love or maintaining love? I need more on that one, 12, because that could definitely be a different question. Bryson, in my case, I found out what her sign was, and it coincided with our date. It was like what the rock says, simply electrifying. Hashtag corny. Bryson, glad to hear that. Man, that must be great. Will you have your husband on one of your videos? I'm not married. My husband passed away, and my current boyfriend was on one of my videos. So go back and look on the prior videos. You just in the search bar, search "meet my boyfriend," and you'll find out how well we know each other. How well do you know my boyfriend, or something like that? He was on, I think, a couple, but that one in particular stands out in my mind. Best way to bring up and approach a relationship with an older woman. Okay, so Mega Giant, I'm writing a book right now. It's called The Secrets of Dating Older. I have a younger man who's going to be participating and writing with me on this, like from his point of view, how he's had success with older women. But are you mainly concerned with the approach? The approach. Now, there's a lot of things that have to be done when you approach an older woman. Not necessarily more than with a younger woman, but at least equal to. And the main thing is the confidence. You have to walk up and approach with confidence, knowing who you are first. Because if you don't and you're insecure, it's just going to all come out. So just try to really do whatever you can to boost your own self-esteem and confidence. It's really important. I was thinking about that yesterday, and I've talked about this before, like when you're on an airplane and the oxygen mask comes down, they always tell you to put it on yourself and then on other people, right? So always take care of yourself first. And once you are in that good mental state, approach the woman and just remember, she's just a human being like you are. So just go ahead and approach. And like Bryson said, just find out, like, what's your zodiac sign? I love talking about zodiacs. What's your zodiac sign? Or what are your passions? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do in your spare time? What do you do when your work time? I mean, just get to know the person and don't push so much pressure on, like, I want to have sex with you. Can we leave here right now and go have sex? I mean, that's a little premature. Joe says, I'm 21 years old and I found that girls my age are crap. Why are they crap? Josh, so you don't only encourage dating older people, you're 100% okay with some same age relationships. Of course I am, Josh. The only reason I talk about older women is because I'm older. I do encourage, though, if you aren't in any relationship and you really want to learn, then try with an older woman and see if that boosts a lot of your expertise, experience, self-esteem, and all that kind of stuff. Because I think if you watch a lot of these live streams, you'll find a lot of examples, like people like Bryson, who said it's simply electrifying. So, I mean, it's a good thing to try, especially if you are in relationship adverse right now. And I was saying that sometimes the timing is not right for a relationship. Shout to Willie, please. Hi, Willie. If you guys want, I do cameos. So go to cameo.com, and I think it's like $10, and I can give you a personal video that you can have for yourself, share it with friends. It could be for your birthday. It could be just a self-esteem booster or whatever. So go to cameo.com/KarenLee, and you can have me book a cameo for you. I also do a podcast, and this podcast is called Sex Talk with My Mom. I do it with my comedian son. It's super funny. If you guys want to really, really see me in rare form and you like what you're hearing right here, and it's in a podcast form where you can listen to it while you're at the gym or when you're on the train or whatever, go to my podcast, Sex Talk with My Mom, subscribe there, then you'll get all the downloads. And we talk about so many interesting things, and we interview really cool guests. We talk about everything you're not supposed to talk about with your mom, we talk about. Let's see. Hi, Mr. Piratebrain. Didn't you say you've been in with him for 10 years? Yes, I did say I've been with my, not husband, but my boyfriend for 10 years. How young is too young for you? Asking for a friend. I'm sure you are, Austin. I love asking for a friend. Oh, yeah, I'm sure you are. No, I never get that question before. You know, how young is too young? There is no too young, or it's just what works for you. You know, right now I'm in a relationship, so anything besides my boyfriend is too young for me, okay? Or too old for me, or just not right for me. Do you get what I'm saying? Oh, thank you, Daniel. And you're welcome for all the advice. I'm absolutely gives me, like someone said to me, a few days ago, well, what inspires you? What drives you to do this all the time? Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I get some horrible, hostile, mean texts, and why do I put up with that kind of stuff? And the real reason is because I really get like joy out of making changes in people's lives, like the way Bryson just said, or a thank you for my advice. If you really want to show appreciation, go to my Patreon page. It's patreon.com. I'll put it down here. If you go to patreon.com, and I spelled it wrong, of course. Patreon, I can't spell.com /KarenLee. If you can't see this, it's in the description box, and it's also on Instagram. If you can't, because I'm not going to put it on Instagram right this second, but if you go to patreon.com/KarenLee, you can donate money, and then you get into my little club. It's a membership program where I put out special content, special pictures, special videos, special live streams. It's pretty spectacular to be a member of my Patreon. I really, really care a lot about those people because they've supported me over the years. These questions, though, smiling, kush. I don't know what that means. Will be going on TV to promote your book? Oh, I hope so. Don Tuween. Yeah, I would love to promote my book. Obviously, here is where I know most people watch me, so you'll be able to get first dibs on the book. But the book is basically going to be like a very concise summary of about 12 different chapters about everything from, why do older women love younger men? Why do younger men love older women? How do you approach a woman? How do you date an older woman? How do you have relationships? What do you do about kids? What do you do about any kind of issues dealing with older women? So that's why I'm saying if you've got questions, make sure to put it right here. David, why are you losing your mind? Bryson, I heard that there are specific spots to touch women according to their sign. I thought it was interesting to learn. Oh, cool. We're actually going to be doing, Bryson, I know you already listened to the podcast. We're also interviewing someone about zodiac signs and sex. I'm going to ask her about the erogenous zones and certain signs. I know my sign is ruled by the planet Venus, love sign. Woo! That's because I'm a Libra. Okay. Oh, Argentinian. Actually, my husband was Argentinian, the one who passed away. I went out with my neighbor, Karen. It was awesome. We had fun. Love dating older women. Thank you for your advice. And I want to hear about that. You ended up going out with your neighbor. Cool. I knew that you'd have fun. Yeah, a lot of you guys just need a little push. So I go back to that 5-second rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push yourself. If you've got this thing in your body that I must do something, I just am scared to try it. I'm scared to try a new career. I'm scared to do this or that. Just push yourself. Say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and do it. Chris, I find older women very attractive. I want to try my luck with one this year. Wish me luck. You don't need luck, Chris, and you don't need to wait till the end of the year to do it. Do it today. Do it this weekend. Go out. Put yourself, I've been talking a lot about this also in my stories. You see my Instagram stories where I literally will show you how I go out to eat. I talk to the waiters. I talk to the bartenders. I talk to people next to me. I travel by myself. I go to shows. I go to theater by myself. I go to their after theater discussion by myself. It's really important to enjoy being by yourself. Because think about it. Who's going to want to be with me if I don't like being with me? Who's going to want to be with you if you don't like being with you? Okay, so you need to love being with you before you can put yourself on somebody else. Like nobody's going to want to be with you if you don't really like yourself. So first, like yourself. Learn to love yourself. I know it sounds really corny, but if you don't do that, no one's going to want to be with you. Sorry, I've been ignoring my little Instagrammers here. Sorry about that. Let's see. You're from Indonesia. Cool. I've always wanted to go to some of these places. Thank you for the compliments. And rainbow hearts, too. If she's married, it's an adrenaline rush for you getting caught. And I learned that in the fun way. If she's divorced or single, she either needs attention or just some fun. Kush buddy, be careful with the older women thing just to do an adrenaline rush because you're really going to do something possibly that can affect people's lives forever. So be really careful about doing something that's not ethical. And I'm going to give you one more book and then I'm going to have to go soon. And the book is called The 4 Agreements. I talk about the 4 agreements. Again, all these books that I talk about, the 5-second rule, the 4 agreements, obviously my books will all be in the description box below. If you're watching this later. No, I don't want to show you my feet. But the 4 agreements are as follows. 1, be impeccable to your word. 2, don't assume anything. 3, don't take anything personally. And 4, always do your best. Now, number 1, be impeccable to your word is don't go with married people. They have, if they don't have an open relationship, you're doing something that's unethical and you're not being impeccable to yourself. Be impeccable to yourself. It's super important because you won't feel good about yourself later on. Sorry about that, Kush buddy, but I had to tell you how I thought. You're welcome, Chris. Question from Bryson. Does the touching according to the Zodiac signs work for men? It works for both. There's so many erogenous zones in the human body. I can't believe there's only one that would work for, one sex. I believe it works for both. I live in a small town, an hour out of Atlanta, Georgia. Do you know specific places where I can find single older ladies? The disco bars can only be found in larger cities. Mastermind 123. That also is going to be in my book, but it's also on my How to Catch a Cougar video. Go to my website, KarenLeePotter.com. There's a video called How to Catch a Cougar. And download that video because that particular video will tell you what to do no matter where you are. And to find, I'm going to say beyond, it's any upscale restaurant. You don't even have to have any music playing in the background, but it would help if you do. It's a great place. Go to wine tastings. Go to karaoke. Go to any bar, and just talk to the bartender. Observe your surroundings. Look to see if there's a woman sitting there alone or if she's with a couple other friends. And then smile. Make sure the body language is there, and then you can approach. So there's no like designated Cougar bar. You could go on like these apps like Yelp and Google like upscale bars for older women or upscale bars, older crowd. The older crowd designates like where an older woman's going to go. Cougars, they know what they want in life. I agree. I'm always waiting for you to come live. I even write little notes on what you say. I know it's helping me a lot. Oh, Ian Mark. Oh my God. That is the sweetest thing I've ever heard. I'm going to end on that note because with all the negativity I get when I see that someone does something like that, it's like that made my day. Can you do me a favor? Can you email me that at Karen@KarenLeePotter.com? I want to put it somewhere where I can read that too. Or, you can also put it on my website. And it's on my website, KarenLeePotter.com. There's a contact or a forum. You can put it there. I like having a conversation with you, but you talk too fucking much. All right, Big City Apple. Don't worry about me talking too much because I'm done. So I hope you guys enjoyed today. You'll be paying attention to the next podcast. Bryce, I'm not exactly sure if it's going to be the next one or it's going to be the one after that. If you think I've talked too much, give a thumbs up to this video. No, I'm just kidding. If you think I talk too much, just turn it off and check me out another day. If you like what I'm saying, make sure to give a thumbs up to this video and to follow me on all the social platforms that I spoke about. KarenLee Love, you can find me anywhere. I love you guys so much. And thank you again to Ian Mark for that sweet, sweet comment. Bye-bye.